Now, reports came out months ago about Dame Lillard not wanting to be traded to the Clippers. You've heard me speak on it in my videos, so feel free to go back about a month or so and check out the video that I posted or on in regards to Dame Lillard not wanting to be traded to the Clippers. Now, of course, Russell Westbrook being there and Paul George being there, those are two, or at least one of the two people that, Dame Lillard doesn't really get along with, is what sources say. So that's the reason why the Clippers weren't on the menu for Damian Lillard in regard to his request. But somehow now, even after that came out on ESPN about a month or two ago in the offseason, and, it's been reported widely that Damian Lillard really doesn't want to go to the Clippers. The Miami Heat, 76ers, and teams like that came up. But now there are reports out there saying that the Clippers are back in the hat. They're back in the mix in regards to the possible Damian Lillard trade. And, what it really means to me, based upon what I'm reading and things like that, and me putting, two and two together and talking to some of the people I know, it really just means that this might be another avenue for, the Clippers to possibly land James Harden, to me, because let's say if Dame Lillard doesn't want to go to the Clippers can involve themselves in this situation by doing a multi-team trade deal, which is like a 3-team trade deal where they might be able to acquire James Harden, and it might allow the Portland Trailblazers to go through the 3-team trade where they can give away or trade an asset and then be able to trade Damian Lillard to either the Sixers or the Heat. And that's how them three-team trade deals work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it doesn't really work out, in regards to the specific situation. It works out for another one. So let's say, like as I said a few minutes ago, it could be a 3-team trade deal where the Clippers rid of somebody or a couple of picks or whatever on their side, along with the Blazers, which allows open space for the Clippers to be able to maneuver and possibly negotiate a deal with the 76ers, which would be added to the 3-team trade deal where they would, relinquish James Harden to the Clippers, where that's where James Harden wants to be anyway, based upon the reports and things like that. So that 3-team trade deal can go a long way for, all teams, really. I mean, the Clippers, Portland, and the 76ers. And I think that's really the holdup in the situation, which is the reason why, James Harden hasn't been traded to the Clippers, or Damian Lillard has been traded to the Heat or the 76ers, because it's just a situation where the deal up front, hand in hand, just isn't, making any sense. So you have to add that third team in there to make it make sense, to give it all equal value for each team, so each team doesn't feel like they're missing out or getting undermined in the situation. And that's just the way it goes at times. So I personally think there really isn't much way for Damian Lillard to, come to the Clippers, I would say. I mean, of course, there's always a possibility. I mean, you can never rule that out. If there's a trade in place, if there's a trade possibility in place, then of course anything is possible. But at the same time, this situation here really it's not going to benefit the Clippers as in them getting Damian Lillard, I don't believe, not unless something dramatic happens or unless there's a change of heart in regards to Damian Lillard and his team and his camp, and, maybe something might go through there. But even if you got to look at it like this, even if the Clippers are back in the hat for the Damian Lillard situation, even if hypothetically they trade for Damian Lillard, what would you give up, to get him? And that's the thing. If you're going to give up too much to get him, as I said in all my other previous videos that you can watch, then it's not worth it, because that's one player and he's injury prone at times too. So it's not like you're getting a player that's really durable or something like that. You're getting a player that's injury prone, just like the players that you have. I mean, Damian Lillard might not be as injury prone as Kawhi or as PG or Kawhi or something like that, but he's just as he's almost comparable to them in that way. I mean, he's had some injuries himself. So, putting all that stock into one guy sometimes really, really actually, messes up a situation even more. But I mean, Damian Lillard's still a great player, no doubt about that. Nobody's questioning his greatness, because I mean, he is a great player, and he definitely is a top 10, top 5, top 10 player, however you want to look at him. Some people look at him as a top 10. I give him about a top 10 player myself in the league. But either way, like I said, the trade situation is really only going to benefit these two teams, especially if it comes down to a 3-team trade deal. It's not going to benefit if it's anything else. That's the reason why the holdup has been the holdup the whole time on the Damian Lillard, James Harden, Clippers possible trade scenario. That's the holdup, because it's not making sense to either team to go after, or to get certain pieces, and they're not getting equal value back. So if Portland wants to play game and go with this 3-team trade deal, you might actually see James Harden find his way into the LA Clippers locker room. You might see Dame Lillard find his way in the 76ers and or maybe even the Miami Heat's locker room. So, I mean, it all could work out if these 3 teams, come to an agreement, of course, on what's being given out, what they can get back. And I'm pretty sure, if the Clippers do a 3-team trade, I'm pretty sure Marcus Morris is going to be one of the ones to go. Who knows about anybody else on there? I mean, it's going to be like maybe somebody off the bench or something like that, of course, and maybe a future pick. But if they can get up off that, they would be grateful and not give up much in the situation, so they can get something good back in return, hopefully, in their eyes, James Harden, which I'm kind of iffy about that one. But I mean, if that's the Clippers go with, then that's who you got to ride with, because I mean, that's who they choose to put on their team. And that's who they're going to, use as their other point guard, I guess, besides Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, it's kind of a crazy situation, I would say, here with these two teams. But definitely don't be surprised if none of these trades go through as well, because it's a lot of negotiation, a lot of talks, but a lot of times they don't amount to anything because teams just can't come to an agreement. And just don't be surprised if it doesn't come to that situation. The Clippers don't get James Harden. Don't be surprised if Dame Lillard doesn't even get trade either, so and the teams and the rosters remain the same as they are now. That definitely won't surprise me either, but we'll just have to wait and see, how that turns out. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments as always, and we'll talk about it.